Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Any statement on Dick Cheney or Nancy Pelosi's retirement?
Thank you, press.
About Nancy Pelosi?
Nancy Pelosi's retirement.
I think she's an evil woman. I'm glad she's retiring. I think she did the country a great service by retiring. I think she was a tremendous liability for the country.
And on Dick Cheney?
I thought she was an evil woman who did a poor job, who cost the country a lot in damages and in reputation. I thought she was terrible. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Just chatted with President Trump about this breaking news that Nancy Pelosi will be leaving Washington. He tells me the following, and this is a quote. "The retirement of Nancy Pelosi is a great thing for America. She was evil, corrupt, and only focused on bad things for our country. She was rapidly losing control of her party, and it was never coming back. I'm very honored. She impeached me twice and failed miserably twice. Nancy Pelosi is a highly overrated politician."
Former US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has retired after 40 years in politics. The 85-year-old was first elected in 1987 and was a central figure during two of the most turbulent political periods, the first Donald Trump presidency and Joe Biden's presidency. The veteran made her announcement 2 days after California's Proposition 50, a state redistricting bill, passed.
I can be proud of what we have accomplished, but there's always much more work to be done. That is why I want you, my fellow San Franciscans, to be the first to know. I will not be seeking re-election to Congress.
She was acknowledged for her work on AIDS funding and improving the social safety net, and the US president appeared happy about Nancy Pelosi's retirement, telling Peter Doocy from Fox News she was evil, corrupt, and only focused on bad things for our country. She was rapidly losing control of her party and it was never coming back. I'm very honoured she impeached me twice and failed miserably twice. Nancy Pelosi is a highly overrated politician. Former President Joe Biden gave a kind of statement on X, saying, "I often said Nancy Pelosi was the best Speaker of the House in American history. It's why I awarded her the Presidential Medal of Freedom. She's devoted much of her life to this country and America will always be grateful. Jill and I wish Nancy and Paul all the best."
Thank you. God bless you. And God bless America. Thank you very much.
I will praise Nancy Pelosi. She had an incredible career for her party. I served under her speakership in my first term of Congress, and I'm very impressed at her ability to get things done. I wish we could get things done for our party like Nancy Pelosi was able to deliver for her party. So I wish her well in her retirement, but I would like to see people exit Washington a lot sooner rather than wait until their 80s.
Yeah, we are.
Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who somehow has a net worth of hundreds of millions of dollars, has gone on CNN to rant about Donald Trump for, something new. And she called him the worst thing on the face of the earth. Watch this.
He's just a vile creature. the worst thing on the face of the earth. But anyway.
You think he's the worst thing on the face of the earth?
I do, yeah. I do.
Why is that?
Because he's the President of the United States and he does not honor the Constitution of the United States. In fact, he's turned the Supreme Court into a rogue court. He's abolished the House of Representatives.
I mean, the fact that you've got CNN pushing back against what Nancy Pelosi is saying about Donald Trump says a lot, doesn't it? But really, to describe him as the worst thing on the face of the earth, I mean, how many global conflicts has the president solved just this year? I mean, bringing historic peace to the Middle East? Anyone? Cracking down on crime in liberal cities?
Right, exactly that. And I would actually describe the worst person on the face of the earth as one of the left's passionate followers who killed Charlie Kirk, who's currently sitting in a jail in the state of Utah. So maybe Nancy needs to, I don't know, open her eyes and into the reality that we currently find ourselves in as a country. But here's the deal. You know, all of these people know how to do is speak in hyperbole and absolutely just live in a constant state of crashing out. Like, it's actually unwell. These people need Xanax. Like, to say with a straight face he's abolished the House of Representatives, a body of which she is a member, a body of which, you know, she reports to work, not often, you know, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for us, but, you know, it's actually crazy. These people just lie straight through their teeth. And what she actually should be doing is encouraging her colleagues in the United States Senate to reopen our government so that our military service members can actually get paid, so that, you know, folks that are, you know, getting government benefits that actually need it, not folks that are using it and abusing it, but actually need it, children don't go hungry. But instead, she wants to go on CNN and spread these lies about President Trump. They're absolutely divorced from reality. Give me a break.
Democrat John Fetterman is having none of it, slamming Nancy Pelosi for her comments. Listen to this.
I would say that's part of the worst creatures on the face of the earth are Hamas, or like the leadership of Iran, or there's a lot of people on that. I would never use those kind of terms, and I wouldn't describe our president. You can really disagree with him, and I do disagree, but I don't think that's really entirely appropriate, but that's her words for that. So for me, that's just a different kinds of a Democrat for me. I don't gonna call people they're fascists, they're Nazis, or compare the people in those kinds of terms.
He makes sense, CJ. And John Fetterman, he's also blasted Democrats, arguing that they need to own their role in the federal government shutdown.
He is, and God bless him for it. You know, every time he opens his mouth, he's beginning to sound more and more like a Republican. So hopefully, I think he'll find his way over here. We'll welcome him with open arms. He may have to wear a suit if he becomes a Republican, but, you know, we'll take him as he is.
Now, one of the issues that the Democrats seem to really be fighting on is keeping illegals in the country. They're, of course, against ICE agents doing their job. They're against Donald Trump carrying out his promise of deporting illegals. And this voter went on Fox News with a bit of a truth bomb for the left.
The difference between being kind, and to me, my faith is one thing is being nice to people from different lands, but they also have to be respectful of our laws. And everybody wants to come to the United States because we have a great economy, have a lot of opportunity, but there's a process to do that. My family has been here since at least the 1700s. There's no one that's gave us a free $1,400 debit card. No one gave us a free apartment. No one gave us anything free. We had to work for it. So there is a process. And if we respect all people, that means that the people that come here need to respect our laws. And that's all that we're saying. We allowed 20 million immigrants in here legally since 2000. How much is too much, and how much are we going to put the burden on the taxpayers, because the money has to come from somewhere? It's just common sense.
CJ, some common sense there, so I'm sure the left will find a way to call this guy radical.
You know, it's incredibly, you know, an incredible example of common sense, but unfortunately, common sense is far too uncommon in the modern day Democrat Party. But he's exactly spot on. You know, one of the cornerstones of being an American is not believing in two tiers of justice. And I think that applies to the illegal immigration problem in this country. If you are an American citizen, whether you're white or you're black, and you broke the laws of our land, you would be thrown in jail. So why should we allow these people to show a complete disrespect for our laws, infiltrate our country, and not say, no, you got to go back to where you came? It's not rocket science. It's not a hard thing to understand. But also, too, I know that's not a hard thing to understand because the majority of Americans understand it. It's exactly why they voted for President Trump. They gave him the mandate he did. These things are not like random things that he just came up with after he got elected. He said, I'm just going to do mass deportations and send all these people back from where they came. No, he ran on that every single day, every single night. He said that he was going to do exactly this. And I think the thing that probably bewilders Washington the most is he's a politician that's actually keeping his promise. That's exactly why the American people respect him so much and put him right exactly where he is at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.